Porto 3, United 3. And you know what? I'm not even going to start with the performance. I'm really not. I do this every game where I talk about the pros and the cons. It's more cons than pros. But I'm going to start this one a little bit more differently because I'm deflated. I'm not even raging like every time. But if it's one reason to rage, it's not because of the result. It's because of Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes. You absolute clown. You're a clown. You're nothing more than a clown. I hope we all just establish this. Wherever you stand on this manager and on this team and on this club, let's just all get one thing straight. Bruno Fernandes is an absolute clown and he's an absolute disgrace to this jersey, to this club, and to this armband that he wears every game. This guy, listen, this disgraceful captain got sent off last game, and then the club appealed it, it got resented, and then this game, he gets another red. Now, this time it's in the Champions, it's not the Champions League, I wish I'm in the Champions League, in the Europa League, in Europe. You absolute clown. How could you not control yourself over the weekend? You get away with it, and then, oh my God, and then the game right after, you let your team down again. Back-to-back red cards, you absolute clown. Not to even mention that you were non-existent. The only time I saw Bruno today is when we was picking up the cards. That's it. The first yellow, the second yellow. Anything else, this guy's done nothing to contribute to this team today. Did nothing. Absolutely nothing. This guy's meant to lead by example. Then he gets back-to-back red cards in a span of what? Today's Thursday, and he got sent off on Sunday. So that's what, 4 or 5 days? How do you pick up 2 red cards back-to-back games when you're the captain? You're supposed to be the catalyst to this team. You're supposed to lead by example. You're supposed to be the motivation. Not only did you fail at leading your team today when we were up 2-0, to 3-2, you get sent off, and then we somehow recover a point when you're not even on the pitch. Harry Maguire, ironically, funny enough, the guy who was stripped from the captaincy so you could take it, comes on, and we're a man down, and he scores the game that gives us a point. While you absolute clown get sent off again. This guy, not only should the armband should be taken away from him, this guy should honestly forget the suspension he gets with the FA. That actually they took it back. The suspension that he gets in Europe, I think he gets banned for 1 game. I swear to God, this club should actually suspend him. Like that, just suspend him for a couple games because he is not performing and he's generally a hindrance to this team. He is a net negative to this team. He does nothing on the football pitch, and he's just only costing us right now. Playing against teams 11-10. He's a clown. He's the worst captain ever. I used to think Maguire is the worst captain in this club until this guy pulled up. I swear to God, I used to think Maguire is the worst. The minute we give this guy the captaincy, he understood why Ole captain Maguire. Maguire just had a skill issue. He just wasn't a good player. But at least he had a likable personality. Fans made fun of him, rivals did, but he did the best he could on the pitch. He just wasn't good enough. This guy just runs around bitching and moaning, and then now he's kicking everyone every game and getting sent off. Back-to-back yellows, the same yellow. If you look at the 2 yellows, it's the same thing. Both of them are high feet. Imagine getting a yellow. The referee says, hey, don't go with a high boot again, or I'm going to send you off. You say, swear, I got it. Yeah, bet. And then in the second half, you do the same thing again. High boot. How stupid are you? Like, honestly, his existence on the pitch just pisses me off at this point. I cannot find it in me to back any team that has Bruno Fernandes starting in it. I just can't. Like, the performances have been deflating enough. The management has been deflating enough. Just seeing Bruno generally just gets me more angry. Like, I do not want to see him on the pitch. I don't want to see him in the starting 11. I don't want to see him being a part of this because he's not doing anything. Eriksen today carried that midfield. It was an absolute carry job by Eriksen. I think he got the assist for the Maguire goal because he got the header to it. He crossed it to that header. He got the assist on the Rashford goal, where Rashford, he did a great job. We'll get to Rashford in a second. He absolutely carried that team. Today, Eriksen carried that midfield while that scrub is getting sent off. Playing next to Casemiro and Bruno. Casemiro wasn't good enough, but holy shit, I can't even talk about Casemiro when I see Bruno in this team. Absolutely disgraceful. But let's talk about the events. Going up 2-0, and I was doing a watch along. You guys could still see it. Look, the score is here. The live chat is still here. This is a fresh reaction right after the game. That's why if you're wondering why is all this on the screen, it's because we do watch alongs and react right away. We went up 2-0, and I'm like, Porto, really? Really, Porto? You're making it this easy for us? We're not really doing much to be 2-0 up. Your goalkeeper's getting beat on the near post twice. Fair enough. Rashford did his thing. Dribbled 2 players, hit it near post, and the goalkeeper saved that failing it. And then he sets up Højlund. Højlund takes it well. The goalkeeper gets a hand, but then it slips past his hand and he scored. So I'm going to be real. Individually, the guys did their thing, but I'm not gonna lie, Porto was not it. Porto was not turning up when we scored these 2 goals. And then when they decided to turn up, oh my God, they went into spam FC. They look like my email inbox, just hella spams. I go to my inbox all the time and I'm like, unsubscribe, because there's hella spams in there. That's what they did. They spammed crosses into our box like there's no tomorrow. And eventually, a couple of them led to goals. Mazraoui was unlucky on the first one, almost scored an own goal. Great save by Onana. But El Torito, once again, Lisandro Martinez, an absolute liability to this team as well in that back line. He's not there to cover the rebound, and they get an easy tap in, 2-1. And then the second goal. Why is this man? I know what people are going to say, because I already know the narrative. I know this United fans so much. They'll be like, oh, but they were up 2-0. The manager coached a winning game. It's on the players why Porto scored 2 in the first half. No. What has the manager did to adjust to the fact that they are crossing their lives into the box? There was so much crossing that we did nothing to stop that. And we have already a center back like 5'8". De Ligt, listen, fair enough, he got dunked on in the second half. But the amount of clearances he had, no one's going to highlight that. I'd love to know the stats. I didn't even check the stats. I could go on SofaScore right now and check how many clearances he had. Because in that first half, he was just clearing everything of Amarodium. And he's about 2 feet taller than him. Sorry, not 2 feet, 2 inches taller than him. I think he's like 6'6", and De Ligt is like 6'4". So he has a height advantage on him. He was winning everything in the box and eventually got dunked on because it's repetition. Porto consistently putting the ball in the box, putting the ball in the box, putting the ball in the box. Something we couldn't do. And they put it at 2-2. And in the second half, let me tell you why this just pisses me off the most. Samu scores again and Porto just absolutely die out. You can tell that this team just only turned up when they saw themselves 2-0 down at home. They got up, made the comeback, and they just left us the ball. This is the part that pissed me off the most. Samu Amarodium just gets subbed off, and in the same time, Ten Hag brings on Maguire and Evans. And I looked at that and I said, we have struggled the whole game keeping up with Samu in the air because he's taller than everyone we have. De Ligt just had the whole responsibility of dealing with him all game. And he scored twice on us. The minute he gets subbed off, you bring on Maguire and Evans, who are significantly taller than Lisandro. How the hell do you make that change when the guy gets subbed off? Fair enough, Maguire scored, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the defensive end. When De Ligt was struggling, you did nothing to adjust. You did absolutely nothing to adjust to the amount of balls that were being played in the box. The amount of crosses that we conceded up until they scored the third goal was absolutely embarrassing. They were cooking us on crosses. And then you make that change. Big managers, I've seen big managers adjust in the first 30 minutes and make subs so they don't concede goals. You wait until we conceded 3 and then the player gets subbed off for you to finally bring on center backs? Why did you bring on Maguire in the first half instead of Lisandro? Lisandro was completely useless in that first half. What is he going to do in the air to help De Ligt? De Ligt was getting cooked in the air. He's the only tall player we had in the box. Zero adjustment. This is why when I tell you guys, this guy has zero in-game management. No one believes me. He didn't do anything to stop the crosses, and he didn't do anything to help with who is intercepting these crosses into the box. And then people wonder why we were down 3-2. Oh, but it's on the players. Bro, the players gave up because they have no belief in this manager no more. And I can't wait to hear the top reds say, oh, look, these players have down tools again. Oh, they threw another manager under the bus. Bro, this manager took off Rashford in the first half, who was absolutely cooking his fullback to bring on Garnacho. Why didn't you take off Ahmad? I love Ahmad, but Ahmad had a stinky first half. Did nothing in the first half. And then he takes off Rashford. And I hear no news about injury. So you're telling me you took off your best swinger in the first half. He had a goal and an assist, and he was absolutely threatening. He almost had a second goal in the last kick of the game, last kick in the first half. To be fair, he should have squared it, but he decided to shoot instead. But he was absolutely cooking his fullback. He was causing trouble. They had to double up on him. And you take him out to bring on Garnacho. The man's in-game management is non-existent. We went up 2-0 and he still couldn't manage a clean sheet. He still couldn't defend the lead. We got saved by a Maguire header in the last minute from a set piece. On another day, we lost this game. It was just a moment. We did nothing. We did nothing in the second half to score a goal. We scored off a set piece. And if it wasn't for Porto, I'm not gonna lie, I hyped them up probably a little bit too much. Because they only turned up when they were down 2-0. And the minute they took the lead, they stopped playing football again. Just put everyone behind the box. Behind the ball, sorry. It was an embarrassment of a performance from both teams, I'm not gonna lie. This is the one time I'm looking at a team, I'm like, yeah, no one deserves to win today. It was only good for neutrals that they got to see 6 goals. But listen, no one is gonna gaslight me into believing this result is good. No, not at all. This honestly could have been a loss, and it should have probably been a loss. And we just got saved by a Maguire header. Nah, I'm not taking that. Because on the weekend, listen, I know what's gonna happen. I've just seen this way too many times. People are gonna gas it up right now. It's gonna say the player down tools. His subs scored a goal for him, and we managed to clinch a point. And then we're gonna go to Aston Villa, and we're gonna get absolutely battered, and everyone's gonna forget about this, and they're gonna go back to saying, yeah, he should be sacked. By no means whatsoever is this result positive. We have 1 point in the Europa League from 2 games. Dropped 5, and we picked up 1. We're not playing in the Champions League, guys. This is the Europa League. That's 1 win in 10 games in Europe with this manager. And people will find a way to... I am telling you guys right now, if people try to gaslight you, remind them, 1 point in 6. 1 draw in 2 games. This is not good enough. And we still have another away game after this. They will gaslight you to defend this manager. These people who do that, they actually don't care for the club. I'm going to tell you this right now. Because they will find a way to tell you that you don't care for the club because you want this manager to be sacked. No, remind them that they don't care for this club. Because you're the one that's not accepting 1.6. They're defending it, saying it's a good thing. You are actually better for the club than them. Because you care about the club. They will just defend the manager. Just stay woke, guys. Like the video, subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next stream.